Capri is on the prowl. The cat black, flashes of gold on sleek, sinewy black. Ghost cat, fleeting white, streaked with gold. Devil cat.
Hey, this is Michael J. You know, anyone who has even a slight interest in the history of classic American cars knows just how successful the first-generation Mustang was. At its premiere on April 17th of 1964, over 22,000 orders were placed for it. However, the story of the European counterpart to the legendary American car, which was given the name Ford Capri or Mercury Capri in the US, is equally as fascinating. This is the story of the Ford and Mercury Capri. Okay, before we move on, let's talk briefly about how the Ford Capri, or Mercury Capri as we call it in the US, became. The manufacturer of the European Mustang, or Ford Capri, was the European division of Ford Motor Company. Marketing research conducted by Ford in the early 1960s convincingly proved that the concept of an affordable sports coupe like the Mustang was quite viable in the European market. However, high import duties deprived the American model, the Ford Mustang, of its main advantage, a low-priced car. As a result, the sales of the Mustangs in Europe were quite modest from the beginning. For this reason, at the end of 1964, work began on the European version of a compact pony car known as Project Colt. While this work was ongoing, the Japanese company Mitsubishi managed to patent the name Colt. In the fall of 1967, Ford officially renamed the Project Colt to Project Capri. This name had been patented by Ford back in 1952 and was used for a full-size model line, the Lincoln Capri, in the United States, which remained on the market until 1959. In January of 1969, the new compact coupe, the Ford Capri, was presented to the public at the Brussels Motor Show. And on February the 5th, the company began accepting orders for it. The car followed the same concept as the Mustang: 2 doors, elongated hood, and a shortened rear, and it was also built on the existing architecture of the Ford Falcon model. Just like the Ford Mustang in the US, the Ford Capri became a phenomenal hit. The new Capri handled well, had decent brakes for its time, but its performance was not among its strengths. However, Ford wasn't aiming for a high-performance sports car like the Mustang. Instead, they were targeting a more affordable and practical market, with more emphasis placed on its sporty image and the wide range of factory customization options, including numerous trim levels and optional packages for the body and interior.
This is Ford Capri. As luxurious as a limousine. Powerful as a sports car. With a choice of engines including a new 3-litre V6. With a range of models to give you exactly the car you want.
The engines for the new model, while not exceptionally powerful, were diverse. There were many of them, and the engine lineup varied for cars produced in Britain and Germany. Enter the Mercury Capri in the United States. The first generation of the Mercury Capri was a captive import produced by Ford of Europe. Priced at $2,300 at the time of its launch, or $18,332 in 2023 money, the Capri was marketed as an economical sporty coupe with no upscale trim levels, unlike its European market variant. Originally powered by a 1.6-liter Kent Crossflow inline-4, the Mercury Capri received a 2.0 overhead cam inline-4 for 1971. As an option for 1972, Mercury introduced a 2.6-liter Cologne V6, becoming the first American market vehicle marketed by Ford Motor Company with a V6 engine. Now to the 1973 model, which is one of my favorites because it was the first car I ever purchased as a teenager back in the 80s. It was an ugly brown, but I had it painted black. Well, the front bumper underwent a revision in 1973 to comply with the 5-mile-per-hour bumper standards. As part of the change, the Capri saw revisions to the grille, taillights, and its rear quarter trim grills. As part of the interior revision, the Capri was given a new steering wheel, dashboard, and seat trim along with a redesigned wiring harness.
Some European cars who tried invading America didn't get very far. Then a newcomer hit the beach. Capri, the sexy European.
For 1974, 5-mile-per-hour bumpers were fitted to both front and rear, replacing the previous chrome tube bumpers with reinforced body-colored plastic bumpers. After the 1974 redesign of the Ford Capri, Lincoln Mercury commenced American sales of the Capri Mk2 in 1975 as an early 1976 model, skipping the 1975 model year entirely. After the 1977 model year, Lincoln Mercury ended imports of the Capri II from Ford of Europe. In total, 513,500 Capri and Capri IIs were sold from 1970 through 1978. At its peak, yearly Capri sales in North America were the highest of any import vehicle except for the Volkswagen Beetle.
The all-new sexy Capri, sticker price under $4,700.
That's a miracle.
Sharing the Fox platform with the Mustang, the 1979 Mercury Capri marked the first Mercury pony car since the 1970 Mercury Cougar. The Capri differed in appearance from its Mustang stablemate in several areas. There were 4 headlights within a narrower rectangular grille. The Capri had wider fenders with smaller fender flares. It was available only as a 3-door hatchback that was complemented by dark-tinted tail lamps that had horizontally ribbed and slatted lenses. These styling and design elements sought to give Mercury's Capri a distinctive European appearance. For the 1991 model year, which was the 3rd generation, the Mercury Capri made its return to the Mercury division after 5 years. During its entire production, the Mercury Capri, which was imported from Australia, was sold under 2 trim levels, the base trim and the XR2. Mercury ceased importing the Capri in 1994. Hey, there you have it, the story of the Ford Capri in Europe and the Mercury Capri in the US. This video certainly brings back fond memories of my youth. I was a sophomore in high school in 1980, and I was looking for my first car ever, and I found one. It was an ugly brown 1973 Mercury Capri, in which I had it painted black. And overall, not a bad car. The Ford Capri really did good for me for about a year or so. And not as good as my next car that I owned, which was a 1977 Firebird Formula. Now that car, I wish I had. Hey, as always, we'd like to thank all who watch our videos and support our Boca Brothers YouTube channel by subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, it's easy to do. Just like, subscribe, and hit the bell for any future notifications. This is Michael J. with the Boca Brothers YouTube channel. We'll see you next weekend.